So, I heard you're excited about E3. Of course you are. You're a gamer. But don't worry, you're not the only one. E3's been a big deal for the past 27 years. Well, technically 26 years with the cancellation of last year's because of the pandemic. We've had some big E3 moments since the exhibition began all those years back. Enough big moments that we've begun to expect them yearly now. To the point where I actually have a lot of fun in speculating which game could steal the show. That said, this is exactly what this video is about. In E3 2021, what can we expect? And will the show drop a banger on us? So, let's go ahead and put on our speculation pants and dive right in. First, let's tackle the elephant in the room. Sony will be very visibly absent in E3 2021. It's unfortunate, but we did just get some news about God of War Ragnarok as well as the new Horizon game. Lots of insiders have speculated some sort of exclusive Sony event in the next few weeks that should run adjacent with the E3 showcase. Others have speculated with the current intensity of the console wars, Sony is just being petty and wants to see Xbox show its hand first. But now that we know what not to expect at E3, let's jump into what we can expect. First and foremost, I'm going to include this one from a place of my own excitement. I fully expect and cannot wait for more Hellblade 2 Senua's Saga information. That game piggybacking off its predecessor, which I recently made a video about being a video gaming masterpiece. I'll include a card right here for that vid, as well as at the end of this video if you're interested in seeing it. Moving on, Xbox and Bethesda's recent Titanic partnership is set to be on full display. The $7.5 billion partnership should trot forward several games for the show. First and foremost is Starfield, the highly anticipated open galaxy RPG from everyone's favorite Bethesda head, Todd Howard. Obvious sarcasm. Jokes aside, we're all very excited about this game, and I think a reasonable expectation should be at least a new trailer. Maybe some gameplay, probably not, but maybe some gameplay. Most importantly, some form of new release date. It's much more likely we get like a quarterly release date instead of an exact one though. If I had to take a stab at it, since most insiders have pointed to a 2022 release, I would guess Q4 of 2022 to target that highly coveted holiday season. Of course, Bethesda is working on several projects though. Some that I can guarantee will not be on display will be Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop. Reason being is those games began development prior to the Microsoft partnership and will also launch on PlayStation. With Sony's exclusion from the event, it's reasonable we won't see any updates on those. But it's very possible we could still see trailers or an update on the highly anticipated Indiana Jones game, which, side note, I think a well-funded game in that universe has been long awaited. We may also see some more information on Elder Scrolls 6. Though this game is still confirmed to be some time away, its inclusion in the show could come as more of a cameo. Some wishful thinking from me would be to see a confirmation on a new Doom game. Given all of the planned DLC and expansions are totally completed now for Doom Eternal, I wouldn't put it past Bethesda to drop a little info on a new title from that franchise. That should conclude what we can expect from Bethesda, and while this is a huge chunk of Microsoft's presence in the show, it definitely is not the heaviest hitter. Of course, we're all on the edge of our seats for some Halo 6 news. 343 dropped a gameplay trailer last July that was met with some harsh criticisms. Since then, they've pushed the release back roughly a year, and it's about damn time for an info drop. This would be the perfect time for them to give the Halo fanboys what they want, not only an official release date, but some freshly touched up quality graphics. I feel like it's a super safe bet to expect Halo given that Microsoft's E3 2021 hype image they released literally has Master Chief plastered all over it. I for one am super pumped for Halo, and part of me has a small inkling that we could get an info drop that they're releasing some sort of battle royale as a new game mode in the Halo universe. Just me speculating. I don't have any information to back that one up, but that would be interesting. Personally though, my childhood nostalgia is absolutely craving for some more Fable franchise news, which they announced last summer. That was an absolute banger level bit of news, but since then we haven't heard a peep. This could be an excellent time for us to get some gameplay or maybe even a targeted quarterly release date. I also expect to see Microsoft to use some sort of game as a promotion for its subscription service Game Pass. We could totally see them use a game like, Psychonauts as a very soon release. Microsoft has done this in the past for large exhibitions by launching games on Game Pass immediately following the showcase. So maybe Psychonauts, maybe a cool game from a smaller team is possible. Let's just keep our head on a swivel for something like that. Moving on, Ubisoft has some games in development that have gamers pretty excited, so their presence at the exhibition is pretty much a given. Far Cry 6 has some hype around it, and everyone expects to see more gameplay on this one. From what I've seen though, this installment in the franchise to me looks to be exactly what you'd expect, and doesn't necessarily excite me. The game is set to launch October 7th of this year, and honestly, I'm really hoping to see some gameplay that will excite me. I just can't stand to see some more hyper-focus on famous actors' involvement being the selling point. I think gamers have, and rightfully so, grown a little suspicious of games that use beloved actors as selling points for new releases. I also expect some news from their upcoming mobile title within the Division universe, The Division Heartland. Personally, I get really nervous about hearing teams of Ubisoft's size announce intentions to create mobile games, just because the mobile market feels kind of like a cash grab, even more so than the regular home console gaming industry. Another Ubisoft game that I am actually excited for is Rainbow Six Extraction. Admittedly, I don't know much about this one, but zombies and a horror twist on an awesome game like Rainbow Six still looks pretty dope. E3 2021 also would not be the same without the presence of he who should not be named, I mean EA. As per usual, we'll probably see lots of trailers involving sweaty athletes and new engines. All of their sports games, including Madden and FIFA, should be pretty present. It's also possible they drop some news about the Sims DLC. I've also heard rumors in the deep dark corners of the internet of a Sims 5 confirmation. I can't officially confirm that, but it would be pretty cool. Some stuff I'm legit excited about from the dark side of the gaming industry, though, is the information and maybe even a trailer on a Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order sequel, as well as some info on the recently confirmed addition to the Skate franchise. Also, because I love to speculate, what could be a total banger of a news drop will be the confirmation on a new Titanfall game. Probably not, but we can always dream, right? Another highly anticipated game I cannot wait to get my hands on is Elden Ring. They announced this game some time back, and with its collaboration with writer George R.R. Martin, I don't know any rational gamer who's not super hyped for this one to drop. It's possible this won't come out for several years, but damn it, I want more of something from this IP during the showcase. Although Sony won't be there, that doesn't make this exclusively a Microsoft event though. Of course, the OG of gaming, Nintendo, will also be very present. The thing that confuses me a little bit about what I think we should expect from Nintendo is the Nintendo Switch Pro console information. Any new gameplay showcases that we see from them we should expect to see from the Pro. But do they promote it here? Probably, to be honest. If I had to guess, I would imagine during their showcase they begin with the Switch Pro and then use some gameplay later on to reference back and to be like, oh, look how good it looks. A game that they may use in the promo would probably be, the new Metroid game. Or the new open world Pokemon game, which is a title I'm guaranteed to say incorrectly, so I just won't. They caught some flack on the gameplay trailer for Pokemon, given that it was fairly obvious there were some frame rate issues with that. Of course, when it comes to Nintendo, we're all expecting something on Breath of the Wild 2, though. Given that there's not much about it, I wouldn't expect there to be more than a cinematic trailer, if we're all being honest with ourselves. Final Fantasy fans recently have been getting their fill, and honestly, I don't expect that to stop anytime soon. They've confirmed teams working on not only a Final Fantasy VII remake, but the highly anticipated Final Fantasy XVI. Personally, I'm not really a Final Fantasy guy, but I see the value in the franchise, and honestly, anytime they release something new, it seems like a good thing for gaming, so I definitely am rooting for that. Lastly, for Nintendo, while this isn't a new game release, we should expect some sort of announcement on the new character coming with the Season Pass for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. We could honestly make an entire video on that speculation for who that might be, but I'll leave that for you guys down in the comment section. Speaking of the comment section, make sure to say something below on what you're most excited about. Also, feel free to say something if I missed a game that you might be particularly excited about. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for all kinds of new gamer-related content. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.